Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to show you how I made what I'm going to call the world's smallest yummy bear with, I might add, my giant scissors. I didn't go out and buy a smaller pair, I just persevered and made the smallest yummy bear ever using these scissors. I feel like I should have gone to the craft store and bought some smaller ones just to make it easier for myself, but I didn't. So yeah, this is how the little guy turned out. Just look at this. It's so cute and so small. I cannot get over how small this is. But if you want to see how I made it, then just keep on watching.
So in order to make the little yummy bear, I actually used memory foam and my big giant orange scissors. I went ahead and cut off a small bit and then shaped that into a kind of oval sphere shape. I just went and cut and cut and cut with smaller and smaller snips as I went along in order to smooth the ball out. What I then went ahead and did was made a nice triangle cone-like shape, and then I used the very tip of my scissors to make a little indent going all the way around in a spiral shape. This was to make like the little cream on top of the yummy bear's head. Once I had that, it kind of resembled a little mini poop or a little mini kind of ice gem. And what I then went ahead and did was just cut off the bottom because I realised that mine was too big, and with that layer on the bottom it just, was bigger than the actual head. I then went ahead and made some little ears. In order to do that, I took another little offcut and just shaped that out into a cylinder. I then cut off 2 thin strips, and this made like 2 little circles that I was able to glue all together. Once I had them, I glued the cream part onto the yummy bear's head just by using a dot of hot glue. It wasn't a lot, it was just to hold it there in place like until I could paint it. Once I had that in place, I stuck it down by pressing really hard with my fingers to make sure it was all secure, and then I just glued the little ears into place either side of the cream. I then needed to make the yummy bear's body, so in order to do that I just basically made a longer kind of cone-like shape, but in the bottom of it this time I just cut out a section so that I had 2 leg looking bits sticking out. I then just carved those from the sponge using my scissors, kind of using a tiny snip at a time to make sure that the legs were kind of protruding from the bottom like shape. Once I had that shape, I then was able to glue that onto the head of the yummy bear that I had just created. I then pressed it down to make sure it was all secure, and then I just needed some arms. So to make the arms, I basically did the same technique that I used with the ears. I made a really small cylinder-like shape, but then cut it in half. Once it was cut in half, I rounded off each of the ends using my tweezers to hold them in place, and then just hot glued them onto the yummy bear's body. Once I had one, I just went ahead and did the same thing on the other side. Once both the arms were in place, my kind of foam structure was then complete, so I decided to add a little eye pin and a hoop in order to hang it up to dry. I did 3 layers of this cream colour puffy paint mixture in total so that it was nice and smooth. Once smooth, I then went in and painted on the details. So I painted the cream in the white first of all, and using a dot and tool I used some white puffy paint to paint on the little yummy bear's nose. I then moved on with some pink and painted on a zigzag going up the cream like on the original yummy bear, and then filled in the rest using a paintbrush to get it right on in there. Once the pink was dry, I then used some tulip slick paint just to create a little 3D heart shape on the top of the cream as the original yummy bear has, and then I did a dripping like effect coming down from that with a dot and tool also. I then painted on the face using a dot and tool, and using the same one I then popped on the sprinkles onto the very top. I then went in with a light brown shade and painted on the tummy, ears and little feet, and then using a pin I just took some darker slick brown paint again and popped on the little crisscross pattern that is on the original yummy bear.
So this is obviously how the little guy turned out. I am absolutely obsessed. I know it's absolutely tiny. It's about, I don't know, 1.5 inches maybe. And the reason that I wanted to make it small was just to see if I could do it. I also did it with these gigantic scissors. I feel like maybe I should have gone to the craft store and bought some smaller ones, but I kind of didn't want to be beaten, and I thought I can do this, so yeah. But I think it's turned out really well, much better than I kind of expected. For something so small and detailed, I think I did a pretty good job at sticking to the original design. Now the moment we've all been waiting for, to see how this little guy squishes. So I'm just going to squish the head at this direction. It feels nice and soft. And it's slow rising. Yes, we did it. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Look at that. Usually when you get little squishies, the risiness kind of changes. They're really dense and slow, but this guy is super soft and super, super slow. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I feel like I just said slow then. Usually they're really dense and really fast rising. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with this, even more so now that it's really slow rising as well. Oh, look at his little body. Just gonna crush there, I'm so sorry. But oh, look at it. It's so cute. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's any more squishies you'd like to see me try and make a miniature version of, as this is something I really enjoyed doing. Let me know down in the comments if there is, and I will hopefully see you in another video. If you did like this one, please do give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!